So I'm looking at your guys' character sheets for you guys XP.
Yes, let's do XP after we're on XP since these were our goals. I'm because we talked about ending things sooner than we initially expected. I think I might like to change my goals to make them much smaller in scope, if that works.
Yeah.
Since yeah. So, but we'll talk about that after.
Well, you only need to get 15 points in it, and then you change it anyway.
Oh, okay. Without necessarily accomplishing it?
Right. Like, you have made 15 points worth of progress, and then you make like a more specific goal if it hasn't been completed yet.
Oh, so
and that way the projects evolve over time.
Cool. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like I've already completed one of my goals, but it's more like I've closed out the progress on that goal and then redefined it.
Right.
So I had this goal called How I Met God, but I have enough points in it now that I've run that one out. So I've now created a new thing that's linked to that.
And the whole idea is still, How I Met God, but now it's new circle time. So let's look at these. So I'm looking at Trex first. I think the only one here is how Trex sought the witch, which I'll give you a trivial victory point for finding out where her hideout is.
Word.
I think that's the only one we progressed on there. For Primarch, you decided not to kill statism anymore, I guess. How were you most deeply hurt in your past?
You're asking me that?
I'm looking at your project. I don't think you progressed that at all.
I agree.
How I vindicated my Imperator in the eyes of heaven.
That one we wrote last session.
We just started it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you said you were going to abandon your idea of ascending your family to Nobilis.
I was going to change up a significant portion of my goals now.
Sure.
I was going to change things up significantly. I did a bunch of thinking literally last night, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. And smaller in scope, and makes more sense.
All right.
Yeah. I'm giving that up. I have an idea of what to do with my character. Yeah.
Okay, we haven't written any of these goals yet?
No. Let's see. So I'm abandoning how I use technology to ascend my family to Nobilis. I'm going to change it to how I provided for my family despite being Nobilis. How badly will I get it just causing pain? I'm fine to keep. How was I most deeply hurt in my past? Yeah, we can keep that. We haven't explored it yet, but we can keep it. I don't think I'm killing. I am also going to abandon the how I killed statism one. I think how I came to. I think it's more how I came to terms with my. Is it nobilicity? With my new identity.
With being one self. Of the noblest, sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Should I do I just change the names there, or how do I?
Yeah, I changed that one.
Okay.
You did? Yeah, you can just click on the gear and change the nameplate and the name, and that's how I did those.
I don't see them different on my screen.
So if you click on one of the circles,
yeah,
the bottom left there should be a gear icon.
Yeah, there is. I still see it. Yeah, you said that you would change it. I can change it. But on my screen, it hasn't been changed yet. I know how to change it.
All right, which one didn't change?
Both of them. Like nothing's changed. Let me refresh Roll20. Maybe everything's being weird right now.
Maybe. That would make sense.
No, it's still not changed. Are you sure that you changed Robert Steele's?
Yep. There, let me a ping. That didn't change for you?
That one changed. The first one didn't.
No, I didn't change that.
How I use. Okay.
Cool. So how I used. Will you keep your points in that? Because it's the same idea. So how. What did you say the new one was?
Mine was how I provided for my family despite being nobilis. Like how I took care of them is a better way to do that.
Sure. And how I vindicated my Imperator in the eyes of heaven.
Yeah, that's still fine.
Okay.
That's a good one.
But you don't have any new ones? Those are the...
No, those are good. I just changed. I changed it to make stuff work properly.
Yeah. Just thinking about it. So you're not going to kill sadism anymore. I guess I'll give you a trivial victory for deciding not to be self-destruction.
Okay.
And how did you take care of your family? You haven't really done anything about your family. So let's just leave that for now. I
haven't seen them yet. No.
Yeah. Let's go look at Matt. So Matt, you have how I healed my Imperator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I don't feel really progressed in the last game.
Right.
I suffered a failure, right?
Why?
Which I think I guess a failure does earn me points. The plan was to go to heaven and heal them.
Oh, okay.
But we couldn't get into heaven, and the angels refused us entry. So
that makes sense. Sure. So we'll give you a failure for could not get the assistance of God.
Is that a failure or a real victory, or is that a trivial failure?
No, it's a failure. You guys spent a decent number of MP, and there's going to be consequences for that.
Yeah, fair enough.
You haven't captured the Soul of the Creator yet.
And, I mean, that's my new one. So last game I completed points in How I Met God, which is enough to speak an Imperial in the world and close that one out. So I've now done that. The new one that I have is, because I think in the last game we established that the Creator is dead, but that his soul may live on in some other way.
Yeah, that's what the angels are saying.
Yeah, but we don't know where it is or what it is. So my new one is how I captured the soul of the Creator.
Okay, and we'll see about that. I drew a line in there, so we'll have you speak your Imperial Miracle in a bit. That says, how I stopped the Deceiver from entering creation.
Which I don't think advanced. I don't think we really spent time on that one this game.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Like in my mind, I kind of need to go to the Locust Court.
That's pretty complicated.
Or there may be some other way. Anyway, I don't think it advanced left.
We'll see. You have, 2 days left? 1 day?
Yeah, I think I have 1 day left.
Yeah. So you might end up with a failure there.
Fair enough.
We'll see what happens. All right.
Excellent.
So we're going to see... So the way this game rewards doing these projects is when you complete one of these circles, you get to define something you accomplished, like some consequence of your actions. This doesn't let you rewrite the history of the world or necessarily take effective action. It's just something that is true, and you get to decide something that's true. In this case, So Matt gets to decide something that's true. And the way he does that is first he says what he did to complete the circle, and then he says one more thing. And this has like a force in the game world. Like people realize this happens, but they're not able to take any action against it. It's basically...
It's immutable.
Yeah. It's just it becomes fact.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, why don't you do that, Matt? Speak your miracle.
Yeah. So I've written this out before. So do you want me to start with like what I've done and then do the miracle and then wrap it?
Yeah, start with what you've done.
Okay. So this is the story of how I, Phineas Barrow, man of God, met the Creator. Having with my companions, I journeyed to heaven and was turned back from the gates by the angel Michael. Returning to Earth, sleeping on the back of the spirit whale, a vision came to me. For just a moment, I saw a woman with golden skin beneath an unknown configuration of stars. She is, for me, a destination, a stepping stone in my path to the Creator, a path that will change me and my story forever.
Sweet.
And that's...
Right. I mean, that's the project, right?
That's it.
So what he's basically done there is he's thrown me something. He said, I had a project, and I had a vision, and this vision is going to be true. GM, when I take action to pursue this vision, it had better yield some results. So that is what direction I'm taking.
Right. And we'd gone back and forth on this a little bit, and I think we netted out that like this interpretation left enough room for you to like determine the meaning of the vision, without necessarily dictating too much like history or reality about the world. Right.
Like I said, I don't really think that's what this mechanic's for, but other people might rule it differently.
Yeah, no, that's totally. I'm good with it.
All right, and like hopefully we'll have more of these project circles complete over the course of this game. All right, so that's XP. So where was everybody? I remember Primarch, you just sucked in the Death Plague.
Yes, and then a clone of me was created from before I became a Nobilis.
There's a clone of you right next to you. Wanderlust is just kind of everywhere.
You made it impossible for the being that was trying to, the Excrucian, to break into here physically.
What he did specifically is he took away the Excrucian's desire to break through the barrier.
Yeah.
So it's going to try and find a way in and complete its goals without breaking the barrier around the chancel, which is possible.
Mm-hmm.
But I think after that, we don't know where Wanderlust is.
Yeah. His location is nebulous at the moment.
Right.
Probably responding to whatever crises comes up next, because it's just cascading horse shit. So,
horse shit everywhere.
And the prom's tomorrow!
And I'm not sure where Phineas was. Phineas was with the Imperator, Umaya.
Yeah, I think Phineas was tending to Umaya.
Okay.
And just as part of that scene, had noticed that there was a giant meteor descending towards our chancel.
Right.
How much time was there on that? Because I remember I had parked it like as an issue for now.
Yeah, 2 days.
There's an apocalyptic meteor that's going to hit here.
2 days?
In 2 days. We'll deal with that in a day and a half.
In a day and a half, because this is Nobilis, and we do what we want. Okay, so I'm just lining up my timelines on this. Tomorrow, my delay on enforcing the contract that will let Terte Utnapishtim into reality expires.
Right.
Correct?
Yep.
And the day after that, a meteor comes and wipes out our entire chancel.
Yep.
Got it. Okay. And I haven't told anybody about the meteor yet.
No.
Right.
I think you're the only one who 100% understands that contract to begin with.
And
character.
As far as the contract goes, I mean, just file for a 2-day extension, and it's no longer a problem.
I don't know if the Locust Court really will approve the extension.
Totally. Yep. Okay. Sounds good.
What was your bargain between yourself and Tarte up Nospishtam?
It wasn't between Terte, it was between me and Umaya, our Imperator. The bargain was that they would just give me 2 weeks to review the contract and make sure that it all checked out. Which I have.
No. That wasn't between you and Umaya. Remember, you agreed to the res with Tarte up Nospishtam.
Oh!
That you would return the contract to them after 2 weeks.
Yes, and we got a vial of their blood.
I do have a vial of their blood.
And something about that couple you were with in the first session is like on the line for this.
Right.
Yeah, they are literally embodiments of this pledge. And if you break it, they become its enforcers in a way.
Right. So that's the Hammonds, who are the mother of the lost teen at the very beginning of all of this.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think we had discovered, Trek, I think you had discovered that this may not be a problem because Terte Utnapishtim has been captured by a witch?
Yes, and chained up in her basement.
There's a lot going on right now, guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think we may need to divide and conquer a little bit.
I mean, I already got a clone right in front of me that I have to deal with. So, assuming that they're right next to me.
Yeah, they're right next to you.
Now, here's a question: Does Robert have a goatee?
He does not, but if he did, the other Robert would be missing a goatee.
Does the clone have a goatee?
No. But this is going to be really GM bullshit, and I accept if you say no. But
what?
I would like to say that your cell phone has been in airplane mode for 2 weeks because you were on the whale.
Okay.
And that way, would you rather have had no contact with your family for 2 weeks? Or would you rather have said off screen that you were talking with your family for 2 weeks?
No, I think that if I think that airplane mode, there's no answer. Like can I get a signal here? At all? I didn't know if I could.
You do, remember, because it's an anchor.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I imagine because the cell phone is kind of self-aware, like automatically goes into airplane mode when you get into whale, and maybe you don't notice that.
I mean, you wouldn't want to
You don't want the whale to crash.
Yeah.
Right.
I forgot about that. Okay. I think that it's been like in air or something. Not working, but it was just because I think I've been out of contact. I think that it's like missing a CEO or something, missing company CEO status right now.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like Elon Musk just went missing.
Right.
Right.
So this is what I'm thinking happens is that you're standing right next to your clone, and all of a sudden, like, your clone is like, "Where am I?" And then his cell phone starts beeping, and it's like, "You have 537 new messages."
Okay. Not only did you get cloned, your phone got cloned. Man, your phone is going to be so screwed up.
Oh yeah. Well, it's not like it's a big deal. Okay. I immediately, do I either knock him out or... I think we I look at him and he looks at me for a moment. We look identical, except he's wearing the exact same suit I was before anything happened. So it's like immaculate and looks like it's like freshly dry cleaned. And mine is like covered in bloodstains and rips and like it just looks like I've been living I've been living and wearing it for 2 weeks in the wild, basically.
Right.
And I think that he probably goes to like start running away from me or something. or maybe he goes to mention something, and then I just like karate chop him like at the back of the neck, or another movie style, like just knock him out.
Yes, he says, "Wait a second, you're me," and then chop.
Yep, that's exactly what I'd like to do.
All right, I'll set an intention, I guess. You're just going to do
My
it
intention is to knock this clone unconscious.
Let me see. Do you have
with my aspect
skills?
I think I'd like to do an aspect. Well, I have an aspect 6 by default with a discount of 2, right?
Oh, you have a discount of 3, so you can do an aspect 7.
Aspect 7. Yeah, knocking an ordinary man out at aspect 7 is easy, I imagine. But
like you can just neck punch him at that point.
Yeah, I just like flick the air right in front of me, and then the force from the air will knock him out and blow him backwards.
Right. Yeah, like that's the punching down mountains level, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think he'll allow you to knock himself out.
Okay. Perfect.
Remember how wounds work, right? Wounds are basically vetoes.
Exactly.
And he would rather get knocked out than resist an aspect 7 miracle.
Okay.
Because that's a lot worse than being hit by a car.
Yes, it is. So I will like pick him up and like put him on my shoulder. I will look at like I take the phone that was ringing, the clone phone.
Okay.
And I look at like it's like 500 new messages. Like here's it from a bunch of voicemails.
It's like the FBI wondering where you are. You've been kidnapped. It's your wife calling. Oh, I'm so worried.
I don't think I do anything with the phone right now. I think I turn it off as well. But I don't think I don't crush it. I don't answer it. None. No, I haven't decided yet. And I just like trudge, like normal pace, trudge back to the village, holding the clone over my shoulders.
So when you say village, do you mean where the Imperator?
Not directly where the Imperator is, but probably in one of the like houses in that general area, in one of the rooms of the castle separate. And probably
like on that little floating island, but not with your Imperator.
Not like literally in front of everyone.
Sure. Yeah. All right, cool. So you can do that. Okay. So Phineas, I think you're tending to Umaya, and you see that they've got like wrapped in one of their hands is like a small piece of plastic and some wire, like bound up.
Yeah, like I think I've been talking like softly with her, right? Because I was using my counseling, my skill as a counselor.
Yeah.
To try and get them to just like talk a little bit more about what has been going on with them. Do I recognize like the thing?
It's hard to make it out because in their hand.
Right. Do they still have maggots all over them? Like they were like decaying or something?
No, there's probably still some deep inside, but it's hard to get at those.
I have an ability here that could be relevant. Purification. It's a gift that I took. It's a 1-point gift. It's a simple invocation costing 0 MP. It's like a lesser destruction of disease. Does that count in this case? To get rid of the...
So I think you can try it, but the miracle that was used to create them is going to be stronger. It's going to win out.
Right. Yeah, that's fair.
It's a lesser purification, you said?
It's a lesser destruction of disease.
Yeah, lesser creation is going to be stronger than lesser destruction. Oh wait, no, it's not.
No, I think it's the other way around. I think
right.
destruction is 1 higher.
Okay.
I mean, like this was an Imperator's miracle, so if it has some on it, I will end.
Right. I don't think that it was like a super big deal. So I think that the lesser destruction will get rid of the maggots.
Yeah. So I think I'd like to like hold my cross, right? And I speak some words in Latin, and lay on hands on my Imperator. Sure. And I think there's like a golden light. Actually, I think Phineas would think it should be golden, but because he's actually bound to like a devil, I think it's like a red light.
Sure.
I guess. Let's just be like boring and symbolic.
So like red light coming up from the floor and like
right, totally.
lines, and Phineas is like a little bit creeped out, like this isn't how I wanted it to work.
Right, and it like flickers like hellish fire would and then like goes away.
Right.
But I think the maggots
burns the maggots away. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I'll say do you are you in any pain? My lord?
I think Umaya, I am in pain, but the pain is a part of me now.
How do you, how may I heal you?
I don't think it is that simple. I've been broken and I need to be rebuilt.
Rebuilt by whom?
By the Creator.
I think Phineas nods and says, because we've already told her all of this, right?
Right.
So she'd be up to speed.
Yep.
So I think I say, do you when the creator? I think I just asked, like, when the Creator dies, where does his soul go?
I don't know. The Creator never died before.
I had a vision of a woman with golden skin. She seemed connected. Do you know anywhere, like, where are there people with golden skin?
People with all colors and shapes can be found everywhere that there is life. Like, golden skin isn't really enough to go on.
Just like out of character for a second here, like in my mind, the skin is like gold in a way that like human skin is not.
Right, but like she's also saying like there's probably places where like they have blue skin or green skin. Or...
Totally, yeah. So it could be on Earth. It's just a color of skin that exists in mythic reality. I just wanted to make sure we weren't having like a player misunderstanding.
No, I understand.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
The other thing is that I think Umaya will say, even though the worlds on the tree are infinite, only a few dozen have imperators on them. And those are the ones that we know about.
Right.
All right, hold on a second. I gotta take care of something. Can we go on break for a few minutes?
Sure. Yeah.
Thanks.
Definitely.
Sorry about this, but I'm being paged.